we go. And then we're going to take some big shoulder rolls. So up and back and down. So let your back just move around fluidly with the shoulder rolls. And any clicky, crunchy, grindiness that might be going on with those shoulders, as long as it's not accompanied by pain, I promise you it's really good. Go one more backwards, and then let's roll the shoulders forwards. Like I said, just let the upper back move with the shoulder rolls. Just getting a little bit of movement into the back as well. And one more. Bring the hands down by our sides. We're going to scrunch the shoulders up to the ears, and then let the shoulders drop down. So like a big shrug. Just scrunch the shoulders up and drop down. That's it. This is just encouraging muscles down the side of the neck to soften and lengthen. A couple more here. It's quite a satisfying one as well. That's it. Reset those shoulders. Coming into some neck turns. So we're turning to look over one shoulder and then bringing that through the centre over to the other side. That's it. So just keep going side to side. Trying to keep the chest still facing forward. And one more. And then bring the head back to the centre. Gently bring chin towards the chest. And then take the eye gaze up. That's it. Do that again. Gently bring the chin towards the chest. And take the eye gaze up. We'll do that one more time. Shoulders. Let the hands just rest by our sides, coming into some side bends. We're just letting the shoulder drop down towards the floor and the hand and come to the other side. So just checking that we're nice and soft through those shoulders. Ear in line with shoulder, shoulder in line with hip. So try not to let the opposite shoulder scrunch up. So really gently drawing those shoulders away as we come into those side bends. Now stay with this, or if your shoulders are happy to do so, we're going to float an arm just up and over, nice and soft through those elbows. So if the shoulders don't want to do that, then just leave the hands by the sides. We're trying to keep those sit bones both equally in contact with the chair. Let's go one more. And then bring that back to the centre, reset those shoulders. Okay, bringing knuckle to knuckle, just resting in the solar plexus here. Keep the chin in the centre of the chest, some little rotations from one side to the other. So we're trying to rotate around the waist, trying to move the rib cage. And the hands here, just to give you a little bit of feedback. So try not to look over the shoulder as such, we're trying to keep the chin just in the centre, so we get that movement around the mid part of the back. Now here you might observe that one side feels a bit tighter than the other. You might have already felt that in the side bends. One more each side. And bring that back to the centre. Release the arms, shuffle towards the chair if you're not already there. Take the feet wide. Just keep those legs a little wake up. We're going to come into a standing position for those of you who are going to stand. So in your own space and time, make your way up and stand behind your chair. So if come back to seated, then please come back to seated. If you were in a seated position, I'm going to get you just on these first few to pop the ball between the knees. Okay, we're going to come into some little extensions. So if you're seated, we might hold our support our backs, otherwise we'll support the chin. Gently leaning backwards, gently pushing the hips forward. So we've got another little extension. And then bring that back to the centre. We're going to curl forward, so chin towards the chest. Keep the fingertips in contact with the chair, nice and soft through the shoulders, curving the upper body. And then we curl back up again. Let's do the same thing. So sending the hips forward, leaning back, eye gaze carry forward, eye gaze up. We might support our back if we were seated. And then back to the centre, and then just curving forward. And then bring everything back to the centre. Okay. Into some here. Just bring my chair out of the way so that you can see me. Feel free to stay behind the chair. You might want to come to the side of it if you wanted a little bit more. So we'll start with some heel raises, so peeling alternate heel up off the floor. So just rolling over the ball of that foot, making sure we can feel that big toe on each side. Now you can stay with heel raises, or you might find that we can bring part of the chair. You might need to come to the side. If you've got long legs, you might need to come to the side. That's it. So don't overthink this one. It's just giving those legs a little bit of extra warmth. And then a little more each side. And then sit down. Okay, popping 1 foot forward. So we're just resting on the ball of the foot. Circle the knee round. Seated. We do the same thing. We're just circling that ankle round. That's it. Hips, knees and ankles. And let's have a go with the other side. So we're just resting the ball of the foot. It's a little bit harder to do that sitting down. It's a lot easier when you're standing up. A little bit of movement around the hips, around the knees, around the ankles. Bring that back to the centre. Now go swinging the leg. So you will need to adjust to the side of the chair for this one. So the outside leg is the leg a little bit further, just make it a slightly smaller movement. So the outside leg, just going to let the heel just brush along the floor. So if it was seated, we would work from the knees. So just going to brush backwards and forwards if we were seated. That's it. So the supporting leg is doing a little bit of work here. There's an element of balance. There's lengthening the hip flexors, working the glute muscles. Do one more. Rest it down. We'll go to the other side. So you might need to come to the other side just to give you a little bit of space. And then again, just a little push backwards and forwards. If the straight leg position is too much, you could bend the knee. You could make that more of a focus on the lower leg. So just brushing the floor. Like I said, it's lengthening hip flexors. It's working the glute muscles, working the muscles around the hip. Do one more. And then rest it down. Just take a little step side to side and loosen off through those hips. We're going to do a stretch with the back of the legs here. So come back behind your chairs. I'll show the seated version in a second. So with this one, we step 1 foot back. So not very far, just about your own foot's distance. Right on the ball of the foot, all toes pointing forward. Then send that heel towards the floor. So you might already be able to feel quite a calf stretch. Seated, we're going to send a heel forward, that's it, and just gently lean into that leg. Okay, so we're in a calf stretch here standing. Now if you want a little bit more of a stretch and change the focus to the front leg, we hinge forward at the hip, and that will probably feel, you might feel the focus now in the back of that front leg. So this is a great one, if you've been walking, it's a great stretch for the backs of those legs. And then bring that up, we're going to go to the other side. So step the feet in, switch legs. So we take the other leg back, roll the ball of the foot first of all, then slowly lower that heel to the floor. So we get that calf lengthening on that side. And if you notice a difference on one side compared to the other, this is the side, that's the side to do at home. Then you might want a little bit more, change the focus. So we hinge forward at the hip. It's going to change that focus probably more to the front of the leg. Now where you feel it is where you feel it, just depends on where you've got tightness. And then bring everything back up again. Step the feet in, just take a little step from side to side. And then the rest of it. Okay, now I'm going to get the ball now, so we're going to use the ball. Just stand position. They must have got warm. Oh no, so it's when they're cold actually, they lose their air and they go a bit like a really sort of sad rain. Okay, if I left the script far, I meant that when they warm up, they'll come up again. So we're going to pop the ball between the knees. So the ball is going to help us with positioning. Now if the ball goes up along the floor, I will come and get it for you. There was a little video on social media when you drop your ball in Pilates, and they had this image of this ball rolling across the room, then out the door, through cars and stuff. That's what it feels like when you're, because they really do roll. So I will go and fetch your ball for you. Okay, so the ball is here for positioning. We're going to do some squat work, quads, hamstrings and glutes. What the ball will stop you doing, or help you stop doing, is letting the knees bow out to the side or knock in together, because you'll squeeze the ball. We're trying not to squeeze the ball. So with our squat position, very functional movement, especially we're all out in our gardens now, which is lovely. We had those lovely couple of warm days over Easter, everyone's out in the garden. So when we're leaning down, you want to be sending the hips back and pushing through the heels. So it's a great functional movement to practice. If we were seated, we're going to squeeze the glutes and squeeze the ball, okay? So we're going to get those muscles working as well. Right then, I'm not going to hold the chair just so that I can face you, but if you want to hold on to the chair, please feel free to hold on to the chair. Right then, let's have a go with some squats, guys. We're going to send the hips back. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the hips back. Allow the knees to bend, but keep the chest upright. Now push through the heels to bring you back up again. So remember, you can keep your hands on the chair if you need to. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, send those hips back. So I'm just bringing my hands up in front of me because I'm not holding on to anything. Push through the heels. That's it. So when you push through the heels, hopefully you feel those glute muscles switch on. Let's do 2 more. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the hips back. Push through the heels. We'll do that one more time. Breathe in, breathe out, all the way down. That's it. And push through the heels. Okay, pause there for a moment. Now, I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging. You might want to hold on to your chair for this one. So, we're going to add in a heel raise. So, as we come into our squat position, push through the heels. Steady yourself, focus the eye gaze about 2 meters in front, then add a heel raise. So it's going to add that balance challenge and work the lower legs. If we were seated, we're going to squeeze the glutes and then add our heel raise. Okay? So let's give that a go. If you're feeling brave and you're feeling very well balanced, obviously don't roll into the chair, but just have your fingertips light on the chair to give you that little bit of extra challenge. Okay, take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the hips back. Then push through the heels, steady first, then add the heel raise, because it really will take you off balance. We've got a little bit of momentum going on there. Let's try it again. Breathe in and breathe out. Send the hips back, let the knees bend, chest stays upright. Push through the heels, find that steadiness first. Heel raise, weight underneath that big toe. I nearly lost my balance there. And breathe out, push, that's it. Send the hips back, push through the heels. Add the heel raise if you want to. We'll do that one last time. Breathe in and pushing the heels and add the heel raise. Okay, pause there. Just a little shake around, loosen everything off. Now we're going to stay in the squat position and add some little pulses. So what this will do is change the muscle fibres that are being employed. So when we go slow like this, we've got 2 types of muscle fibres. Slow twitch muscle fibres will be employed, and they are the muscle fibres that work with us as we're moving around in our general pace. The fast twitch muscle fibres are when we need to move a little bit quicker. And even though we're not necessarily sprinting, running, etc., if we work all of the muscle fibres, it means that we are, if we need to move a little bit quicker, then we can. So to work those fast twitch muscle fibres, we're going to come into a squat and we're going to do some just little pulses. So it's like a little squeeze of the glutes, so it's just little pulses. If we were sitting, we could do some little squeezes of a similar sort of thing. So we're using those glute muscles. So let's give that a try. So don't come down very low into the squat first of all, just to get the feel for it. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send the hips back. Just find your squat position. Then, little squeezes. So think about squeezing the muscles in the bum, little squeezes, little squeezes. That's it. And then bring it up. I'm going to try that again. Okay, take a breath in. As we breathe out, come into our squat position. And then little pulses, little pulses. So trying to get those bum muscles, just little tight squeezes. One more. And then bring that up. Okay, take the ball away. Just give those legs a little shake out. So we're going to hold on to the ball now. If we can do this with one hand, to give yourself a bit of support, we can hold the back of the chair, we can hold the ball. Now, if your wrists are problematic and holding the ball up to move the ball around, if that is problematic, get rid of the ball and just do the arm movements without holding the ball. So if wrists are problematic, then you cannot hold the ball. It's useful for our wrists because we're practicing a little bit of grip strength here. So think about we pick the ball up like this. So we've got our wrists more or less staying straight, yeah? So we don't want to flex, bend the wrist too much or flex the wrist up. So we're more or less keeping that wrist straight. Okay, so we're going to bring the ball up in front of us and then turn the back of the hand outwards, shoulder down, and open the ball to the outside. That's it. Keep the chest facing forward. You've got to feel a nice stretch across the chest muscles. Bring it back in, lower the ball down. We're going to do 2 more on this side. So we bring the back of the hand up, turn the back of the hand to the side. That's it. So the back of the hand is leading you. So turn your hand around now in. Bring it back in and bring it down. That's it. Good. So let's do that one more time. So the back of the hand leads up. Turn it round, open to the side, chest muscles, lengthening, bring it back in, and bring it down. So we've got a bit of shoulder muscle work there as well. Let's go to the other side. Like I say, you could do this without the ball, yeah, if we needed to. So nice and light, just a nice little hold of the ball, like we've just hooked it up. So we'll try that on the other side. You can hold onto the chair if you want to, otherwise we'll bring the ball up, turn the back of the wrist, back of the hand to the outside, open out. Shoulder down, bring it back in, actually pause over there, and then bring it down, 2 more, breathe in, and breathe out. So we bring the arm up, turn the back of the hand out, bring it in, try not to let the body rotate, so you really get this length through the chest and arm. Last one, breathe in, breathe out, turn the wrist over, pull out to the outside, bring it back in, and rest it down. Okay, give the shoulders a roll, just loosen up those wrists. Now, I'm going to make it a little bit more complicated. I'm going to add in a little bit of a coordination challenge. So as we bring, imagine I've got my chair up to this side. As we bring the ball up, I'm going to raise the opposite heel. And do the same move. And bring the ball down as we bring the heel down. So this is going to make our brains work. We're coming across the body. So let's give that a go. We're just going to do 2 on each side. So we bring the ball up, raise the opposite heel. Take the ball to the outside. Bring it back in and bring both down. Same thing. So ball up, opposite heel up. You can be holding the chair, ball to the outside, bring it back in, heel down, switch sides. Same thing. You can be holding the chair here. So ball up, heel up, open the ball to the outside, bring it back in, ball down, heel down. One more. Ball up, heel up, open the ball to the outside, bring it back in. Heel down. Okay, right, those shoulders are roll. We're going to do 2 more on each side. I'm going to make it a little bit harder. If you want to make it a bit harder, you don't have to. So this time, I'm going to use the chair. So as the ball comes up, we're going to raise the knee. I'll put the arm to the outside, bring it back in, bring that down. It's going to be a real balance challenge if you don't hold onto the chair, but if you want to do that, obviously you can do that. So you can do that holding onto the chair. It's going to make us work on that supporting leg. It's going to be working super hard, deep stabilizing muscles for the leg. Okay, so I'm going to do a hold onto the chair so that I can do it with you. So ball up, opposite heel or knee up, open the ball to the outside. The balance now. Bring it back in and bring it down. So you can stay with heel raise rather than knee raise. Ball up, heel, maybe knee, raises, bring it out. Back in, and bring it down. Okay, we'll go to the other side. I think I was really making your brains work. I've done basically the same move with all of my classes this week, and they've gone, oh. Okay, so remember, opposites of the ball. So ball up, heel maybe the knee, open to the outside, bring it back in, and then ball up, last one. Heel raise, maybe the knee raise. Open the ball to the outside. Bring it back in. And rest it down. Well done, everybody. Give those legs a shake out. We're going to come back down to a seated position. Right then, so we're going to come into some abdominal work with just using the ball to help us. So, thinking about rib cage to hips, when we do a seated version of sit-up, we bring our rib cage to our hips. Ideally, you'd have a little bit of space behind your back and the back of the chair, but if you need that support today, you still can work quite efficiently with your back into the back of the chair. So, we're going to have the ball in front, just resting between the legs, and then as we take a breath in, breathe out, bring the rib cage towards the hips, and bring the ball just floating in front of you, and then open out and we lengthen those abdominals. So nice and tall through the body. Let's do a couple more like that. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips, ball up, lower the ball down, we open back out again. Let's do a couple more. Breathe in, and rib cage to hips, and bring it back down. Last one. Breathe in, and rock from side to side. So we're going to add in that little, so the little pulses that we did when we were in the squat position, we're going to add in here. So when we come up, we've got our rib cage to hips, we're going to send the ball forward, so just little pulses forward, just to get those abdominals working that little bit more. So let's give that a try. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So rib cage to hips, hands in front, and then just send the ball forward, little pulses, little pulses. We're just making those abdominals work a little bit more, and then bring it up. We'll do that one more time. Set the shoulders, breathe in, and we bring the ball up, rib cage to hips, little pulses. So just reaching forward. Like I say, it's just going to be just working those abdominals that little bit more. Do one more, and then rest it down. Okay, I'll take a little rock from side to side. Lift the sit bones. Okay. So we're going to come into some glute squeezes, so thinking about our glute muscles. So we were doing this with the squats anyway. We're going to do the seated version. Pop the ball between the knees. We're going to squeeze the knees towards the ball, but squeeze the glutes at the same time. We're going to do some slow ones, then we're going to try to do some faster ones. Okay. So think about zipping everything up, so everything draws up and back. So we'll just do some slow ones first of all. So slow twitch muscle fibers and then our fast twitch muscle fibers. Okay, so take a breath in. As we breathe out, so squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, and just try and zip up underneath the body to the belly button, and then rest it down. Let's do a couple more. Breathe in and breathe out. Squeeze the ball together, squeeze the glutes, zip up. That's it. Rest it down. So as long as your out breath lasts, then we can have that squeeze. As soon as you need to breathe in again, then just rest it down. Okay, take a breath in and breathe out. Squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, zip up. And rest it down. We'll do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, zip up. And rest it down. Okay, just take the ball away, just give those knees a little rock from side to side. So we're going to add in those little pulses if you can. So we'll be bouncing up and down. No one's looking. Apart from me being recorded. So try and give that a go. So take a breath in as we breathe out. Squeeze the glutes. Just see if we can just do it. That's it. So those glute muscles doing those little bounces and rest it down. So I know it feels funny and looks funny, but the thing is, if you are standing and you need to move quickly for whatever reason, and your fast twitch muscle fibers just aren't there, we're not going to move quickly. So say you do need to get out of the way, if you need to grab somebody, that's when those muscle fibers will come into play. Okay, this is why we're doing it. Just explain. So you don't feel so silly. Let's give it another go. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, and see if we can do the little bounces. That's it. And then rest it down. We're going to do one more set like that. So this is something you could do at home, probably not when anyone else is around. But it's a good one to do if you think, I've got a couple of minutes, I can work on my strength, my glute strength. Take a breath as we breathe out. We squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, just see if we can get those little, that's it. Fast twitch muscle fibers today, aren't there? And then rest it down. Take the ball away, give those knees a rock from side to side, loosen everything off. Okay, so let's lengthen out those legs. We're going to pop the ball underneath one foot. We've now got an unstable surface. So the deep stabilising muscles of the legs and our lower abdominals coming into play here are going to be working. It's quite a simple move that we're rolling the ball away to an extended leg position and then rolling the leg back in. Now if we do that relaxed, it's pretty easy and it's not going to do very much. But if we brace our tummy muscles and we brace the muscles through the leg, then suddenly the work really switches on. So hopefully you can feel the difference. Just try it relaxed. Just roll the ball in that. Okay, you know, we've got a bit of work going on there. But if we then brace the tummy muscles, brace the leg muscles, and then roll the ball out, that should feel quite hard. So I hope just so that you can feel the difference between switching on the muscles and then the muscles being relaxed. So with those muscles switched on, we're going to do 3 on each side. So think about wrapping this corset of muscle around the front of the body. We're going to tense the back of the leg as we send the leg away. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So squeeze that glute muscle, push away through the heel so that these quadricep muscles switch on. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, still squeezing those quadricep muscles and the glutes, and we slide that ball back. So it should feel quite involved. Yeah, good. That means you're doing it right. Let's do 2 more on this side. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, roll the ball away. So we squeeze the quadricep muscle, squeeze the glute muscle, push away through the heel. Breathe in and breathe out. Try and keep that switched on. Rest it down. Let's do that one more time. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, switch on the abdomen, squeeze the glute, push away through the heel. Breathe in and breathe out. Draw it back in. Take the leg off the ball. Just give those legs a shake out. Okay, let's go to the other side. So we pop the ball underneath the foot. Just have a little go on this side, nice and easy. Just feel what that feels like when we're not putting any effort into it. Rolling the ball back and forwards, legs relaxed. Okay, let's try and switch on the muscles. So, wrap that corset of muscle around the front of the body, squeeze the glute, send the ball away, take a breath in, and breathe out, draw the leg back in again. Pause it there. To rest, find a rest in between. Let's do 2 more. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, squeeze the glute. Switch on those tummy muscles, push away through the heel. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep those muscles switched on, draw it back in. Rest it down. Let's do that last time. Breathe in and send the ball away. Switch on those muscles, breathe in and bring it back in. And rest it down. Okay. Grab hold of the ball, just take a little pedal through those legs. Little rock from side to side, in and out. Now, if you found holding the ball really uncomfortable for your wrists, then I'll get you to pop the ball between the knees and just do this without holding the ball. But if you can hold the ball, it's just going to give us that extra little bit of grip strength work. So with this one, we're going to start by sending the ball across the body. Now we're watching the ball and rotating, shoulder down. Then taking the ball over to the opposite side and leaning away. We've done these side reaches before. So we're going to repeat that. What this is going to do is give us some spinal mobility, some work through the shoulder, but also some work through our oblique muscles, these muscles around the side of the waist here, and also corresponding muscles in the back. So, other hand, we just place that here. Like I say, you could just do this without the ball if you didn't want to hold on to the ball. Otherwise, we have our spare hand be really wherever you want to. We're going to come across the body first, take a breath in. As we breathe out, reach across the body, so rotating, reaching the ball away. Then draw it all the way back through the centre and reach to the outside. Again, shoulder away from the ear, that's it. Bring the ball back in, reach across the body, rotate. And then bring it all the way back through the centre and we reach out to the sides. If you're trying to put the ball on a surface that's too far away, back through the centre, come across the body, passing the ball to someone, an imaginary person, and then bring it back through the centre, over to the other side as if you're trying to pop the ball on the surface. That's it, bring it back in, and go the other side. Those shoulders. Okay, so take a breath in. As we breathe out, we come across the body, shoulder away from the ears, but we're rotating around the waist. Bring it through the centre, and reach out to the side, as if we're trying to pop the ball down. Bring it through the centre, across the body. That's it, so we're rotating, and then bring it through the centre, all the way to the other side. Reach the ball away. Let's do that one more time, through the centre, across the body. And then bring it through the centre, and over to the other side, reach away, and then bring it back down. Give those shoulders a big roll. Big roll backwards, and then change direction. Roll the shoulders forwards. Okay. Now, in classical mat-based Pilates, there is a move that we do called the swimmer. And that is where we're lying on our front and we kick the legs like we're doing front crawl. So we're going to do a chair version of that, which will involve us with fast legs. So we do our fast legs anyway, don't we? When we're about to stand up. But we're going to just bring the legs through the centre. So we'll start just by holding the ball here. And what this will do is just switch on the muscles through the rest of the body. And although I don't get you to think about that when we're about to stand up, it doesn't matter whether the body's moving around. But this time what we're trying to do is keep the rest of the body as still as we can when we move the legs. And that will mean that our core muscles are switched on and are working, so we're not rocking from side to side. So let's just start with some heel raises. So like I said, just draw the elbows into the waist. We're not squeezing the ball as such, but we've just got that pressure on, so it's going to give us that feedback. Shoulders are down, chest is open. And then just see if you can make those heel raises a little bit faster. Now you might want to stay with this, that might be enough. Otherwise, we start to pick up those toes. And then we start to go faster, and we see how fast you go. Fast twitch muscle fibers, and then release. Okay. Might get a nice tingly sensation through your lower legs. Let's try that again. So you can stay slower. So like I say, fast twitch muscle fibers, it means that those muscles in the lower legs are working. Hopefully you won't sprint like that, away from anything or anyone. So let's just start with those little heel raises. Remember, you can stay at whatever version or speed is suitable for you. Then you might just take those heel raises a little bit faster. And maybe take those toes off the floor. And let's see if we can go a little bit faster. Keep the rest of the body nice and still. Shoulders are up. We'll do that one more time. Nice tingly legs. Give the legs a little stretch out. Let's get all the nerves firing up in the legs. Okay, let's do that one last time. Like I say, you go at the pace that is suitable, the pace that your legs will accommodate. So we'll start with our little heel raises. And we maybe take those heel raises a little bit faster. And we keep the rest of the body still. Maybe we can start to tap the toes. And let's see how fast the legs can go. Okay, give those legs a little rock from side to side. Feel free to just straighten them out, stretch them out as you need to. Okay, how are we doing on time? 5 minutes. So just a little bit of grip strength work. So we've been holding the ball, and that will have helped with our grip strength, even though we haven't necessarily been squeezing into the ball. But we're now going to hold the ball and use it like a stress ball. So if you've got lovely long nails, just don't dig your nails in. So just use the pads of the fingers, use the heel of the thumb. So just have a little go, bit of stress release. You can picture whoever you want to picture, just to give the ball a little bit of pressure. So this is all about grip strength, and that's what those little stress balls. You might have a grip strength thing at home. But it's all about keeping the strength. There's lots of tiny little muscles in through the hands, and particularly the muscle around the base of the thumb weaken as we get older. So these little bits of grip strength work. So as if you're kneading dough. Imagine you're making some bread and you're kneading dough. So you can use the ball in that way. And like I said, if you feel you need to picture anybody whilst you're doing that, then feel free. That's it. Okay, now resting up, let's just give those hands and wrists a little turn. So it's also good for our wrist strength. Let's just loosen up, and then we're going to try this with single hands. Because when you work with both hands, you might not be able to feel the difference for the strength from one side and then the other. So let's have a go with one hand. I want to just rest it on the foot and just try as if you're kneading dough again with just that one hand. So you might have a weaker side, you might have had an injury on the wrist, or you might, you might be aware that one side is a little bit less mobile than the other. That's it. And then rest that hand up, give that wrist a turn. And then let's go on the other side. So, little squeezes. I think the kneading dough analogy works quite well. So you can move it around. And then give those wrists a turn. about when people used to wash their clothes by hand and things like that. My grandmother used to have a crush an apple in her hand, her hands, but her grip strength was that strong. Didn't mess with her. That's it. I'm going to just give the wrists a little bit more of a length. If your wrists are problematic, you might just want to think about just the wrist holding the hand out. But if you can, just draw the fingers back with the other hand just to get a little bit more length. So if the wrist won't do that, then don't do it. You can stay with little turns. And then have a go on the other side. And then rest it down. Give those shoulders a roll. Okay, we're going to come into some seated twists. Again, thinking about our back mobility, we'll put the ball between the knees because it'll just help us to stop letting the lower body come into play with this twist. So we take an opposite hand across to the side of the thigh, and then using that pressure, back of the hand on the thigh, not letting the leg squeeze the ball, so the ball's going to give it a bit of feedback, turn to look over your opposite shoulder. We're just going to stay here. This is giving us, like I say, some rotation around the spine. Gently drawing into the back of the shoulder as well. Keep the shoulder down away from the ears. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. So a big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. You might be able to find you can turn around a little bit further on your out breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And then release it down and go to the other side. So take the other hand into the back of the side of the leg. So the other hand is just resting there. And then adding that little bit of pressure onto the side of the leg, turn to look over the shoulder. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. We take 2 deep breaths. So on the out breath, you can look round a little bit further. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And then rest it down. Bring everything back to the centre. Roll those shoulders. Just going to come into some little bits of movement for that lower back. So some gentle rocks backwards and forwards, some pelvic tilts. So we're trying to tilt the pelvis forwards and then tilt the pelvis back. Depending on what's going on with your lower back, you might not want to curl back too far. If you have any issues with nerves in the lower back, just don't curve back too far. Don't want to load weight there. So pelvic tilts, getting some movement, some space around the lower back. Do one more each way. And from side to side. So just lifting the sit bone on each side, side to side. So hitching the hip up. Again, just getting some movement into that lower back. One more each side. And then bring that back to the centre. Hands to elbows. Let's do a little bit of work from the back to the shoulders. Elbows forwards. Let the spine create a C shape and think about separating the shoulder blades. Sit up nice and tall, send the shoulders down. One more, breathe in and breathe out. Elbows forwards, separate those shoulder blades. And sit up nice and tall, release the arms. Coming into our side bends again, so just coming down, drop down to one side. Going to stay here. Now that might be enough, but if you want a little bit more of a stretch, we can float the other arm up and over. And then bring that back to the centre. We go the other side. So just drop the hand out to the side first. Maybe that's enough. If you want a bit more of a stretch, we take the arm up and over. And then bring that back to the centre. Reset the shoulders. We're just going to do a little bit of work for our shoulders. So using the fingertips, we're doing a little bit of work for our hands today. We're just going to take the fingertips onto the top of the shoulder and then just draw the fingertips down over the shoulder. So you're pressing as hard as you can do, but it still be not massively uncomfortable. So the idea, this muscle here, for lots of people, becomes very tight and tense, and it's just a way of giving those shoulders a little bit of massage. So we're like we're drawing our fingertips, using the pressure of the fingertips down. So you might find that there's different parts of the shoulder or the neck that feels that it needs a little bit more. So it might be right there, but this is where I carry tension anyway. Let's do that one more time. And then go to the other side. So you see, if people do this very instinctively, you'll see people, if they are tight in their shoulders, you tend to just do this, and you see people doing it. But just adding that little bit of pressure with those fingertips. You can do this with a tennis ball. So if you do, it sounds a bit harsh, but if you do suffer with tension in the tops of these shoulders, just pressing a tennis ball. We should do that. I haven't done that for a while. I think we should do that. So, but just pressing a tennis ball into that can, little presses can make quite a big difference. Do one more. And give those shoulders a nice roll. Okay. Let's come back to those neck turns that we started with. Turn to the side. And then all the way to the other side. Just loosen off around the neck. Hopefully the neck feels a little bit better. One more each side. And then bring that back to the centre. Chin to chest. Eye gaze out. A couple more here. Gently drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Bring the head back to the centre, reset. We're going to finish with our 3 floats of the arms. You can keep the ball there or just chuck it to the side. Take a breath in as we float up. And then bring the hands down. Breathe in and up. Bring the hands down. Last one, breathe in and float up. And then bring your hands down to your sides.